Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Taro from Taro03.com. Today's Monday, June 22nd, 2026. It's 11:14 a.m. Central Time here in the Ozarks. Before we get started, then make sure you're subscribed over at Substack so you get the updates. Um, well, let's see. I've been struggling lately. I've been trying to hide it. Kind of embarrassed about it. And a series of events happened that I didn't really want to tell you guys about, but I have to be honest with myself and those are around me that are trying to help me. So I dug myself into a hole and I have to climb out of it physically. I've been hearing my whining, complaining about I don't feel good and this and that. It's been going on for quite some time. And at least now I know why. So a series of events happened here recently. And so I wrote this post so that what's happening to me doesn't happen to you. As in all the time, every day, I'm trying to do what's best for myself and for everybody around me too. And sometimes we can get off course without realizing it. And the things that we're doing to help ourselves are actually hurting us. And we don't realize it. And that's been happening to me. And so it's came to a head a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I've been having difficulty, haven't been able to get out there and do the things that I've been wanting to do. And a lot of days I'm just pushing myself, pushing myself. And I'm thinking, well, I'm 68 years old, so I'm thinking, well, I'm just getting old. And it, as one one thing that happens to us as we're getting older is, well, we start seeing that we're getting older, and we kind of try to hide it from ourselves. It's reality. We just get old, and so this denial thing and overcompensating, trying to help myself, got me into a hole. It's explained pretty well. So we went to pick this bad boy up, an electric bike, electric lawnmower, electric. The day is going to come. This is part of my survival strategy, our survival strategy here, whenever we're going to run out of gasoline. But we have solar panels and we can make, especially in the summer, quite a bit of power. And we're not going to want to run around in our little neighborhood here. The neighbor across the way over there, he's got one kind of like this. He buzzes around on it. It's kind of quiet, not the electric. I mean, not the gas motor. And it's been on my wish list for quite some time. Cat finally found one. This guy, the other ones, the green ones, they were 2007. They were $2,500, and I was hoping to find something better. This one was just a little bit more than that. Well, he wanted 4 grand for it. We talked him down, and it's almost like, I mean, it's almost like new. So I saw the good deal, and I want to run over there and get it. That was about 2 weeks ago, and I felt kind of, I've been feeling kind of dizzy at some points during in the day. It depends. If I'm remembering, this was on a Thursday whenever this happened, and so I pulled up into his yard. We checked it out, and we were trying. I had boards on the back of my truck, I had 2x10s, 4 of them, and I was trying to maneuver on the hill. It's mountainous around here, so that I could lay the boards down on my tailgate, and we could get this thing up there. And I was maneuvering the truck around, and getting myself in too much of a hurry, and backed into a oak tree. And in my defense, it wasn't like a big giant oak tree. It was about 8 inches in diameter, maybe. And this thing has a camera, but the tailgate was down and the boards were laying in the back, and boom, I got myself in a hurry like I do. And the kind of, I didn't write it in the article, but the kind of sad part was I didn't even realize the boards were down, 4 2x10s, 40 inches. They fell almost to the wheel wells. I thought I hit the board against the tree. I didn't realize I hit my tailgate because of the way the boards were laid down. And I was wanting to get the golf cart up on there, get it strapped down, and get it home. Especially before he decided that well, he really needed to have the full price for it. You know. So I knew that something was off, and so the was it the next day? No, it was a week later. This happened 2 weeks ago. Last Friday, then no, it was Thursday because Friday I had a doctor's appointment and other things to do. So I was supposed to show up over at Leo and Nikki's house on Friday, but I called him. I said, "Can I come on Thursday?" I said, "Okay." So I headed over there, not feeling good, and they looked at me and Leo said to Nikki, "You need to scan his eyes and see what's going on with him." That's what Nikki does. She herbs and tinctures and that's what she does stuff. So she took pictures of my eyes and enlarged them and looked in there and then looked at me and looked at them and looked at me. She told me why I have a little gut going. It's not normal. I don't normally have that. And I had to stop. I like having my beer after mowing the yard and stuff. I hadn't been able to do that. I tell you the last time that I had a beer, even though I've been doing this work, that was part of it. For me, can't do it because it makes me feel bad. And if it's making me feel bad, I don't do it. And so she looked at me and told me what was wrong and that I have to stop. I have to stop doing what I'm doing. I'm on a slippery slope here. So my kidneys and my liver are and my adrenals just blown out. So I'm running right on the edge. That's why I've been having so many problems. So I'm drinking Gatorade and I'm still cramping and cramping and cramping when I'm not doing that much. Some days I don't work and I'm still cramping. And so I tell her that I'm drinking Gatorade. She goes, "Oh my God, you got to stop doing that." Remember, Dr. Uh, Jason Dean told me the same thing. But when I drink just water, I cramp. So, and whenever I was taking handfuls of salt, then that was leading to my heart condition. And so I'm stuck. What am I? What am I going to do? So she reached in her refrigerator and she grabbed out sunflower microgreens, and this superfood stuff that she gave me. And she she's ordering a like 150 $200 worth of medicinal herbs and such. So I have to go back over there anyway. And then she's going to write out 1-page instructions and put me on this regimen. And she says that it's going to take 1 to 3 months, depending on a range of factors, before my body's going to find equilibrium again. Once I'm on the other side of that, I'm going to, I mean, I started, once I'm on the other side, I'm going to feel a lot better and have my energy back. So it's told me that I have to eliminate stress, and I'm drinking grape juice. And I called her on the phone while I was at the store to get the right kind, so it doesn't have the sugar added, this kind of a thing. So the solar panel project that I was supposed to be working on, I had to call David and cancel it. Moving these over and getting these extra panels in here. I think I can get 4 on this side and 2 on 6 more panels total. Just can't do it. My tools are still out here. Oh, I can't zoom in on this picture. Here it is right here. See my tools? I even left them out there. Covered them up. I was going to run out there. Dave was going to help me. Just can't do it. So it's still sitting. The project's still sitting there. Just without my other projects, they're just sitting there. And Nikki took me off of Dr. Deborah's sulfur treatment. That was for neutralizing that other problem that I need the surgery for, because that dries you out. It says right on there that you have to drink a lot of water with the sulfur. So Nikki took me off of that for now, anyway, so I can get my legs back under me. So everything's explained down here. This is what I take: magnesia phosphorica. They're little pills you put under your tongue whenever your body's having an episode when you're cramping. I'm not kidding you. I go out there and work, and I'll be taking 10 of those pills, and it wouldn't do me any good. What Nikki said was, doesn't matter how much you drink. Whenever you're this close to the edge, it doesn't matter. You go out there and stress your body hard, and then you try to drink, your kidneys can't process it. And then I'm taking the multivitamins that have the fillers in it, thinking that I'm doing my body good. Then you're drinking the Gatorade that has the fillers in it. So if I keep doing what I'm doing, my dizziness is going to turn into passing out. And other things start when your body loses equilibrium. It's kind of like a wheel that's not round, that's out of wobbles, bound. It's going boom, 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 boom. Eventually, other things start going. So I wanted to stop, let you guys know. I wrote Marv and Karen and Bonnie and Brenda and others that you guys send me a lot of information to share with you guys all the time. So it's not that I'm to let you know that I'm not ignoring you. I'm using, please keep sending your information, but I can only use so much of it. My reports have to be skinnied down. I can't spend 2 hours making a video and all the hours it takes to put it together. I just can't do it right now, but I'm going to be back. So so I hit the wall. That's the way that I describe it. I hit the wall and start getting really frail earlier and earlier in the day. And recently I've been taking 2 naps a day. It reminded me when I had bacterial infection back 2019. That was really severe. That's what it was reminding me of, but that's not what it is. It reminded me when I was having the heart attack issues, but I had angina pain and my arms were really heavy and I had to go to the heart doctor. Remember back 2001? I think it was 2002. So it kind of feels like that, but that's not it. No chest pain, no heaviness of the arms like that. Angina, shooting pains, I know exactly what that is. Don't have that. That's not what it is. So it kind of feels, the flu-like run-down deal. But I knew it was something else. So it, what I concluded with Dr. Deborah after a lot of emails, I'm sorry that I see that there were some things repeated in our emails, but I didn't want to miss anything when I shared with you guys on Substack. I want to give you all the information possible so that you don't make the same mistake that I made. Because sometimes in prepping for the worst case scenario, we get on a path that actually harms us. And that's exactly what I've done. I need to placed myself in danger trying to prepare for survival. It's that's terrible. That's a terrible thing to do, and it's terrible to get yourself into this situation. But at least, what I said to Dr. Trevor was that I'm limping down the shoulder on the rim, but at least I'm on the right path now. I'm on the right road, so that's good. And I appreciate Nikki and Dr. Deborah and all you guys that support me. Because my work is going to suffer for at least the next month, maybe up to 3 months, depending on how bad I've hurt myself. And it's important that I continue to take things easy even when I start feeling better because of my temperament, the way that I am. I push things too far, and I'll be right back here again. So and haven't had a vacation or anything like just keep going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny, and I have to stop doing that. So expect that when you write to me, it's not that I'm ignoring you. I, I have if I'm gonna do my best to answer everybody's email the best I can. Just you're gonna have to cut me a little bit of slack here for moving through this period right now, and I'll let you guys know when I'm back full operating condition. Okay, so let's go to question and answers. Your eschatology gets the day of the Lord wrong. That's what this guy's the title of his video is. And Karen and I went back and forth on this a little bit. And I just say you can disregard any references to the day of the Lord taking place in the Old Testament. You can just disregard it. There are types looking forward, but that's the day of the Lord is in the future. And you can see it very clearly. Apostle Paul writing to the Thessalonians here, you know yourselves full well that the day of the Lord is coming, just like a thief in the night. It hadn't come by the time Paul wrote that. It's 57 AD to the Thessalonians. It's coming like a thief. The reason he says that is because the prophets know how the day of the Lord ends. Lord, Lord God kept telling them over and over and over again how it ends. Zechariah, Daniel, Jeremiah, all of them. Joel 2, Christ quotes it in Matthew 24, the end of the age, how it ends. The sun will give forth its light. It's going to be turned dark. But there's the great and terrible day of the Lord at the very end of the age, and then there's the day of the Lord that is as 1,000 years. That's what's about to start now. We are witness of how the day of the Lord begins. And it's literally a time. It's a biblical time that's as 1,000 years, has a beginning and the end. Black star comes to start it, and the black star comes to end it. Um, so remember, there were 45 to 50,000. I can remember when there were 20 to 30,000 denominations. Now there's 45 to 50. I had to look it up. 45 to 50,000 denomination professing Christians, and that many interpretations of one truth. That's just the way it is. And you can decide for yourself. Check out the Mystery Explained and try to find one error. Good luck. The war is over. Oh, wait. I keep saying there is no deal. Yeah, this is me writing to Karen. Hi, Karen. Even a signed, sealed, delivered MOU, still non-binding memo. It's a memo. Did you get the memo? Uh, an MOU gets you 1/10 of the way to a deal, and we're not even that far. Trump is manipulating the sheeple, running around like cattle, to the right, to the left, up and down, back and forth, in response to the distractor in chief, which is rather embarrassing for the sheeple. So I hope you guys, so I'm not giving you full update reports on what's going on in the Middle East or with Ukraine and all that. You have those links. There's people doing much better job than I'm ever going to do. Dr. Colonel Daniel Davis and McGregor and Nima and Mario and the pile of them that I've given you, those people give us the truth. What you see on Fox News and other places is propaganda. It's difficult for me to pay attention to them anymore. Everything is ready. In Kyiv, they plan to destroy everyone with Russian genes. Our situation today is much like what Christ says about the end of the age. If the days were not shortened, no life would survive. My sense is that we are much closer to extinction than people realize because the monsters are lurking inside these bio labs and the monsters controlling them. This is the trigger that could shred um, the. Oh, this is Mike Adams. Mike Adams. Michael Snyder. My apologies. Cross posting, trying to help people wake up. You're being played. Trump's Pied Piper. The back and forth in the war, doing tuning in, to the colonels and different people keeping up with what's going on. If I say something right now, the situation is so fluid with Ukraine and with Iran that it's likely different. It's likely changed by the time I hit the upload, start uploading this video. But bottom line is the the lobbies, Apex, the PACs control our congressmen. They control Trump. It's the global banks cartel using the Israel and their lobby, the billions of dollars. There's so many billions of dollars floating back and forth. It gets appropriated, it goes to Israel. Part of it comes back in bribes. The money gets appropriated to Ukraine. Part of it comes back in bribes. In the end, the United States is made weaker. The West is made weaker. And that's the globalist plan. That's what's happening. This people keep thinking that it's over, that the Strait of Hormuz is going to open, this and that. You forget all that. Not all that's meaningless. It's already too late. Even if everything went back to normal, today it's already too late. We're past the point of no return. The economy, we're getting ready to have oil shock like we've never seen in our lifetimes. Even those of us who are old that sat in lines as a kid so that we could get 5 gallons of gas back in the 70s, this, what's about to happen is going to be catastrophic. It's already catastrophic to a lot of people. You're seeing the videos. If you're listening to the Homestead lady, and the three people, we'll go through the links and I'll show you. Epic Economist guy, the testimony. You know what I've been doing here lately is checking out China, the Chinese people in China making videos about their daily life and such. They're going to the store and they're doing different things. A lot of them are laid off, just like here in the United States. But seeing how the different people live in different countries, what they pay, some of the things that I noticed. The lady's so happy to be there. She's learning Chinese. She came from the United States. She pays $118 for 1 year of gym membership in a gym that is state of the art. She said how many RMB, how many yuan it takes, and I I pause it, ask AI, I say how many dollars is that? $118 a year. Holy mackerels! What there's like $1 for a meal over in China. So, down here at the bottom, people think that COVID's over, right? Most everybody's carrying the biological weapons inside them. They don't even know it. We're doing things that's already done during the Satanic Rebellion, God's infinite realm where you are gods. Satan's greatest weapon to destroy the sons of God, lies and deception. That's what's happening right now. That's what's happening in the world. That's what's happening through the media. And that's what's happening inside of people right now. Robots now working in hospitals. Brian, just so you know, I see the advantages and benefits of all this technology because Brian is like, I've been hacking on Brian because you're never going to use AI. You're never going to use robots. You're never going to. It reminds me of my great grandmother and my grandparents. Never going to use a cell phone. Never. Oh, and I was like that. Never used a smartphone. But then the answer is, and you can stop and read all this. They're tools. And you can use a tool to beat somebody over the head, or you can use it to help them. The sad part is the elite, the globalists, the bankster cartel is using these tools to kill us. That's just the facts. and we're going round and round. Any technology, any hammer, screwdriver, power saw has the potential to be used for good or bad. All I was making a point in writing under under Michael Snyder's Substack post and asking, do you have to have a gun? Do you have to be able to build a gun? Do you have to know how to make a trigger, and to make bullets in a bear? Do you have to do that to have one? No. People think that Iran needs to make one to have one. That's just BS. It's a false narrative. I can think of a country right now that would just give them the nukes that they need. North Korea, that's one. Pakistan's another one. Probably India. A lot of BRICS nations. Because Iran's a BRICS country and they're being attacked by two, not one, two nuclear powers, the United States and Israel. That's easy to do the math on that one. So the the, the U.S. is the loser. Israel's the loser. It's becoming more apparent with every passing day. The U.S. will lose global dollar and military hegemony, leading to dollar and economic collapse. That is going to happen, no matter what anybody says. It can't be changed. It can be delayed a little bit using the back door of the Fed and Trump kicking the can, kicking the can, kicking the can. The more that he kicks the can, the worse it's going to be whenever reality sets in. The diesel shortage leads to no food in the stores and Mad Max. Then martial law. That's going to happen here inside the United States, much less the rest of the world. It's going to happen. It's going to happen south of the border. There are a lot of crises happening in Mexico. Water crisis. Mexico City's running out of water. The west coast of the United States is running out of water. People run out of water. What do you think they do? They gather everything up they can and they migrate. They're going to push out of that region. Millions of people are going to be migrating into the rest where they think that they can survive. That is from the western United States into the central part of the United States. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be Mad Max style. Is people going to do whatever they have to do to survive another day? And people don't realize how close we are to that right now. So what's the saying? We're 72 hours from Mad Max. When the food doesn't show up at the stores, and we're getting ready to have a diesel crisis like we've never experienced in our lifetimes. People better wake and prepare. This guy wrote back to me, Mark. You wrote back. He says, do you have to build an army to have one? No, you can buy one. Israel does not have nukes and has attacked Israel and its Hezbollah army for the last 47 years. So you go back in time, Hezbollah, I asked AI, and this is what it quoted me. Hezbollah formally originated in 1982 during the Lebanese Civil War. It emerged as a coalition of Shiite militant groups backed by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the IRGC, in response to the Israeli invasion of Lebanon. Israeli invading Lebanon was obviously a big mistake. These are my words, unquote there. So what do they say about insanity and doing the same things over and over and over and over and over and over again, expecting something different to happen? That's what Israel's doing right now. And Hezbollah is getting the upper hand. And if you listen to the colonels, McGregor, and listening to others, they think that Israel is making a big mistake so that it threatens their own existence. To my interpretation, all the evidence is that Israel is seeking death by cop in a suicide mission to bring their Messiah. Nothing else makes sense. And similarly, Iran, they believe the same thing. They're waiting for their Mahdi. And they think if the situation gets bad enough, if we get in big enough trouble, he's going to come and save them. Israel's thinking and it's going to be amazing when they're both waiting for the same person. All those people in the Middle East are sons of Abraham. So our investors need to know the truth about what's happening in the silver market. Demand destruction is creating buying opportunities. People should buy the dips and hold for barter after the peanut butter hits the fan. No matter what happens, you're going to be a winner if you buy the dips and hold. Don't let anybody talk you out of your silver. It's going to be worth a lot on the other side of what's happening. If it goes down to $10, you're going, oh my God, he told me it's going to go to the moon. Yeah, it's going to the moon. Buy more. Every time it dips, when you say, hey, there's a dip and you have the resources, get more and hold it. You'll be glad you did on the other side. Feds order grid overhaul to speed AI data center development. It's obviously fast tracking the prison state infrastructure development. It's going to increase power and water demand. You know, you take away the AI data centers and the rest of the economy is going down. This is artificial stimulus, and it's building a prison state to digitize everything, including the people. Tokenize, digitize for complete command control of the population. That's what's happening. And then your power and water bills go up because the cost is being passed on to the prisoners, the inmates. Obama thought to have run the Biden administration. Biden wasn't. Um, Biden wasn't Biden. Obama thought to have run the administration. Oh, that's the title. Anyway, thank you for writing. No, the global banks cartel and the Council on Foreign Relations ran Obama and Biden and the Bushes and now Trump. It looks like Obama's fingerprints on the Biden administration, right? And that's what people kept saying, and that's what they're going to keep saying. But it's not. It's the global banks cartel. Chapter 3, an undercolor conspiracy, predicted what's going on with the banksters. The banksters are the puppeteers. The people you see are the puppets. But part of their propaganda is to convince you that Netanyahu, for example, is controlling Trump or vice versa. They want you to believe one or the other or both when neither is true. The global banksters are manipulating all of these characters, Putin, Xi, Zelensky, and all of them. And this was included in the post. Excellent approach. Yeah, this picture wasn't, but everything else was included in that post. These are the little pills. I'm looking at one right now on my desk. I have to put them on my tongue. Off-grid power. Eric sent this. And I do believe that I shared this with you already. There's the link. I think I did share this with you already. That's from the 17th. Okay, I do believe that's in the links, these links right here at the top of the page. I think that is still here. There's some additions that were made this morning. Oh, this right here, Cool Change Ontario 32. This is codename John, that's been writing me for years. There are pictures, there are videos in there, and John, who I think's a lady, by the way. I just normally I could dive into your videos and extract what's good and share it and make a post about it, and I just don't have it in me to do it. So you can click on this link right here in the newsletter, Cool Change Ontario 327/videos, and see images of what's inside of our blood. That John's been getting nanosilver from me for years, and was able to identify the bioweapon components inside the blood and the actions and reactions to the nanosilver, and very positive results with the nanosilver. This important video, Scott Ritter reveals NATO's worst nightmare begins. Russia is sick and tired of being beaten down by drone attacks coming from NATO. And they've already planned their response and they're getting ready to implement it. Their Russian generals and everybody is all huddled together getting ready for an assault against NATO countries, which could lead to World War III. Oh, numbers. So if you remember from week 12, I was saying, well, just check out week 13, all of the 7, 8, and 8 magnitude earthquakes. And you saw it in last week's report. I'm going to try to remember to pull up week 12, 13, and 14, this chart for each of them. And when you see the yellow and we cross that line, it is phenomenal. All the sevens and even sixes, piles and piles of big quakes. Only one for week 12, I remember, and only two for week 12. But there was an 8 and 4 sevens in 2014 in week 13. Week 14, just two, and we haven't had one since, because that's when we passed between the two stars, and the average was 3 for the last 2 weeks at the alignment, 3 plus. Now we're back down to 1.8 for week 14. Numbers are diving because we passed the black star. 25 of the 5 magnitude earthquakes is what we're looking for the average, and over 300 because of all these big numbers back here. But for the last 2 years, the average is, what is that, 248, something like that, around 250. So we'll see how things shake out. Okay, this will be updated on Wednesday. This is the Nikki recommends post. That's what I did to my poor truck. Parts are on the way to get that fixed. This is the Obama says CDC knew about anomalous white clots. They're not clots. Long ago, but was blocked from acting. I put whenever you get your hands on this, then check out my post. I wrote to Carnicom Institute and Dr. Anna, showing what this really is. And it's a hydrosilicon based hybrid life form. This is a component. It's not supposed to grow. It's growing out of control, just like the nanofibers grow out of control, uncontrolled silicon replication. That's like cancer for silicon-based life forms. That's what Morgellons is. So this is supposed to be a microscopic channel. It's a little bitty fella, and it's it's a hydra. That's what it is. But they created in the lab a a hybrid life form using a hydra and a silicon-based life form. They married them together, and it's supposed to stay microscopic, like the nanobot arms and appendages, legs are supposed to stay microscopic. And in a percentage of the population, they grow, and it's a pretty darn high percentage of the population that's being affected now. So these strands are growing inside the circulatory system of people, and the body's accommodating it until it can't. So get on the regimen and stay on the regimen. Massive flu outbreak sickens 160 troops at Texas Air Force Base after mandate. Dr. Deborah sent this in. After mandate reversal. Is it just a coincidence that so many disasters are suddenly hitting the United States? So the Black Star, with this MOU, Michael Snyder is giving more importance to the MOU. I'm seeing that pattern in the commentary of a lot of people. To me, it's nothing. I mean, it's more than nothing. Maybe I'm on the wrong, I am on the opposite end of the spectrum. But the thing that I know about memorandums of understanding is that you have to have trust. If you don't have trust, you don't have any agreement. And that's with any contract, with any agreement. And this memo is no contract. You can call it an agreement, but it's still a memo. You've heard commentary from everybody probably on all this. You don't need to hear from me, but It's a memo on how we're going to proceed forward. It establishes certain basic things, very general, non-binding. Nobody is held to anything in any of these memos. It's how you start a similar to a letter of intent. I think a letter of intent is even more binding than this thing that they sign. So he's noticing the storms that are hitting. Look at China, storms that are hitting. Russia, what it's going on globally. It's not just here in the United States. Is it a coincidence? So my view is that the elite used the scalar square and the HARP technologies. Remember, HARP is now space-based. It's extremely, extremely powerful. They're using that to amplify black star effects. The black star is going to be the root cause of what's happening. The Earth is losing its ability to stay in life. And you can hinder that using your scalar square technology and your HARP technology, or you can amplify it. So for years, the global elite hindered it. It was a buffer, inhibitor, because they didn't want people to wake up. Now they're to the point they're using the weather technology to destroy the food supply. So we're getting these strange, super cold and then super hot and super stormy, and then all of a sudden freeze. Everything froze. The flowers started blossoming and the garden started growing. Then they freeze everything. Looks like deliberate moves to me. Literally none of the most important issues have been resolved by the memorandum. Well, of course not. Nothing is going to be resolved by any memo. It just brings attention to focus on the areas upon which you're going to negotiate. That's all it is. Non-binding. I showed you the definition the other day. Was it my last report? It says non-binding, not right there at the start. People, the propaganda that's out there is trying to make it binding, as if it means something. That allows Trump to manipulate the markets. That's what's going on. Market manipulation. This is the trigger that could shred the memorandum of understanding. I'm just shaking my head here. Michael, you're way off course here. A signed, sealed, delivered MOU, this is me, is a non-binding memo that gets two parties 1/10 of the way to the deal. That's what I think I read it to you earlier. Listen to Colonel Douglas McGregor, the restart of the Iran war, why oil will go back up and gold. Everything's being depressed, suppressed right now. Silver prices going, oh my God, I have to sell my silver before it goes to nothing. That's what they want you to do. Don't fall for it. Feds order grid overhaul to speed AI data center development because they can't build the prison state fast enough. That's what this is. Your car was never the target. For years, governments assured the public that license plate readers were simply tools to catch stolen vehicles, fugitives, dangerous criminals. That's the sales pitch. This is kind of like the nanny state. We're going to protect your children. Kind of the same thing. It's multifaceted, multi-tiered, multi-leveled, layered prison state propagandas. That's what all this is. That's what they're building for us. And nobody's going to have a central bank digital currency. Trump will come out and say, we'll never have a central bank digital currency. And that's going to be the truth right up until the system collapses. And that's going to be the only answer. It's the only thing of the preliminaries that I didn't show you. Special's still going. Take advantage of it while you can. 8 a.m. Central Time on Friday is the cutoff. You guys that ordered last week, you noticed that you got your notification on Saturday morning because of Juneteenth. Did that catch you by surprise? Caught me by surprise. If I'd have caught it, I would let you know to have your orders in by Thursday. I even went to town on Thursday. Remember, I had to go see Nikki. I could have done it on Thursday. Nope. I had to get up and get over there and see to see my friend at the post office, and which reminds me, while she was processing the orders, I went over to check the PO box, came back around the corner and looked at her, and she was looking at me white as a ghost and leaning forward on the counter, go, "What's the matter?" And she was about to faint. So, holy cow! So she has to. I told her, which she's had surgery, she's had issues, and I've gone down before. I've taken her to breakfast and things when her blood sugar gets really, really low, and I offered to go and get her apple juice. But usually when she's having that episode, she has an alarm. She wears some type of a thingy, an alarm. Really, really nice lady. Okay, now we're ready to go through the links. Scott Ritter, I listened to the whole thing and then it started over. Russia has made the decision, reveals NATO's worst nightmare begins. Keep your eye on, well, NATO countries, the ones bordering Russia first. But Putin is going to have to do something. They're poking the bear. The EU poking the bear, poking the bear, poking the bear. The United States, in my view, should evacuate the Middle East. Get all of our people out of there. They're all under they're all within target range of Iran. Iran, and whenever Russia goes, remember Russia and China, India, and Iran are all BRICS nations. And whenever Russia pulls the trigger, Iran keeps warning the Americans, whenever you force us to strike, we're not just going to strike. You're going to get double tapped here and there. The United States is in a precarious position. And NATO is in a bad position. Unprepared. And BRICS is fully prepared. Iranians would just love to lead that charge. Not because they're warmongers. They haven't invaded anybody. China hasn't invaded anybody other than skirmishes with India in the last 50 years. But the Iranians, look at Israel, nuclear power, an existential threat to Iran. They've already been attacked. Iran needs to for this episode with the United States and Israel to end, guaranteeing that it doesn't happen again. Because if you just say, okay, let's just let bygones be bygones, the Americans and the Israelis, they're going to be back because Israel's not going to stop. They're not going to stop. Even if it kills them, they're not going to stop. And their lobby's going to keep buying off our people. World War III is going to happen. We're just waiting for it to happen. Officially, because it's already happening. 5 ways. This link is at the top of the newsletter. 5 ways people ruin their carry pistol. What do you think is the number one way people ruin their weapon? Number one, wrong ammo. I know, it sounds crazy, right? It gives you the most common ways. If you do a little more of the research, you'll see there's a dozen ways you can ruin your firearm. He's going to give you the top 5 right there. Oh, at the end of the video, it gives you a number 6 and a number 7, talking about lubing and things. Really, really good. That guy right there, he is really, really good with a firearm. If he can see it, he can shoot it. He can hit it. Now, this is what I was telling you. I said saved me many, many times. Make sure that you put them under your tongue. You don't just take them with water. Put them under your tongue. They dissolve. Kind of like your nanosolar. It goes directly into your system. That's the flu outbreak. Yeah, once you're in close quarters like the military is, and you got some strain in there, then it can spread to everything, spread to everybody. Get on the regimen, stay on the regimen.
As unemployment continues to rise,
China in shock. 44% unemployment. It's close to that here in the United States. I know it's over 20, 25%, over 20, 25% here in the United States. Oh, but they say it's 4% because they're lying to us. So many people stop looking. $5 monthly pay. So I've been, Karen, you sent this in from the China Observer. This is the Substack post right here. Don't make the same mistake I made. The embalmer, this guy right here, trying to warn people. And this is my post. It was written June 2024, almost exactly 2 years ago. Rubbery clot phenomenon. They're not clots. That's how they're characterized. Trigger I could shred. These are cross posts. Literally none. Make sure you subscribe. Subscribe. Charles.substack.com. You can subscribe for free. Support me if you can. I greatly appreciate it. Whenever you support me, you get a Mystery Report subscription for free. You get a copy of my book, The Mystery Explained. Both copies, the PDF, the Kindle version and the extended PDF version. And you can start the program. It's really, really cool. You get access to all the mystery reports going back to 2019. That has a video attached to it. And you start, the Mystery Explained is a manual on seeing God's wisdom. 80 color-coded diagrams. It is really awesome. Once you can see it, if Lord God lets you see it, because God has to choose the time that you see it. I'll tell you right up front, most people, the three witnesses, spirit, blood, and water are throughout the whole Bible, and they just can't see it. Is it a coincidence? So many disasters. This is Martin Armstrong. Your car was never the target. No, it was us. Manipulation, command, control. Grid overhaul. Right here.
Everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well.
Red Dawn, Rising of Sirius. Karen, I think you sent me this. And I was looking into it, and I'm sorry I didn't make it all the way through. Oh, these are batteries. It's the reason that the guy gave me a discount, because replacing the batteries in a golf cart is a lot. This is not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be, let's put it way over here. Car was never your target. Here we go. As a reminder for me when I get the resources to get those batteries. Fraud at U.S. Mint. No eagles made in 2 months. The United States government, and you're surprised. Fed's fatal mistake. Why gold is about to explode higher. The metals are getting ready to explode higher. Gas is getting ready to explode higher. Say, oh, gas is down. People think it's over. Keep your tank full. And you know me, hundreds of gallons stored of diesel. Swiss bond market just gave a dire warning. So somebody was giving commentary yesterday, Colonel Douglas McGregor. No, it was the Russian dude. I don't know if we're going to see him. Can't remember his name. I thought he was just a jarhead military guy. he was saying it like it is about the global markets. He was explaining how the hedge funds and the big banks, central banks, and everything's all connected together. The analogy I give is they're all in one giant harbor chained together. And whenever one goes under, they're all going to start going under. We're on the verge of that with the derivatives bubble collapse. Why the silver price could follow the footsteps of tungsten. The metals are going way higher. They're being manipulated down, which is our buying opportunity. Silver Act targets dangerous monopoly. New York City vault monopoly. You'll be glad you're holding the silver. Look at that, 74, 73. Trump's lies are working. Just keep watching. Now there could be events happening since I haven't been able to look at the kernels and at the Mario and the different, whatever's coming out this morning. It's 12:09, 12:10 p.m. right now. But this looks like market manipulation to me. The price should be twice that. If people knew what's coming, it would be twice that. Silver investors need to know what's happening with the silver market. They're going to be talking about demand destruction. Ten warning signs we're already in recession. We've been in recession for, I stopped counting it, what was it, 13, 14 quarters. The last 3 or 4 years we've been in recession. Dow Jones, June 22nd, looks like it's hovering just about 150 points above where it closed on Friday. Nope, 66 bucks if you have the resources. So your dollar is worth way less than it was. The dollar's becoming more worthless every single day. If they could push this price down, it should not be going down if the dollar's more worthless, right? It's a more and more of a value, more and more of an opportunity if you have the resources. London's even pushed down further, 65 bucks. Shanghai, what do you think it is? 73 bucks, about 10%. This was 13%. As we come down in price, the percentage is dropping. Still a 10% disparity. The old days that did not exist. 1% was a lot. Price of gold, looks kind of flat to me. Ratio 63 to 64. Justin, 952-213-8930. If you have the resources, this is my guy. Get your hands on some silver. Make sure you come here, substack.com. That's the phone number. Click on this link right here. You have the latest information on their spreadsheet. Don't need to pull it up for you. Black Star update. I wonder how many subscribers there are. What were there? 41? Was it 41 or 45?
Going to be a little bit of confusion. I'm realizing
Oh,
now.
45. A whopping 45 subscribers to the Terrell Black Star report. This is the post. 6.1 Cuba, that was an odd quake. Struck right on the Black Star Sun center line. Binary biological weapon activation day is coming. Most people don't even know what that means. People are walking around dead and they don't even know it. You're being played. Trying to help people wake up. You guys are my witnesses. And I'm trying to wake people up about what's happening, what's crawling around inside of them. Because they just don't know. I'd purchase, mix, use, and store your nano silver. 26th, Friday, 8 a.m.'s cutoff. This is your last chance to get your nano silver this month. After that, it'll be the following Friday. God's wisdom hidden in plain sight, spirit, blood, water. My Father art in heaven, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Spirit, blood, water. That pattern is the pattern of Genesis 1:1. God, heaven, and earth, spirit, blood, water. Your spirit, soul, and body. Spirit, blood, water. They're everywhere in the Bible. People don't see them. Once you do, it changes everything. Protect your vehicle, even the ones that need a new tailgate, like mine. It's protected. And then protect your house and your solar panel systems. I want to put mine together about this close and get 6 more out there. Create more power. Average, just above average on what's coming off the sun. Mount Rainier is about to bury Seattle. That's a threat nobody can outrun. You can if you move now. See, this is the general area where Don lived. He's the guy, he's like my brother. He came here he relocated here to the Ozarks. He purchased my investment property back in 2001 and renovated it and bought the house next door and renovated it. And now it's income property. And he is relocated to South Africa. Really, really proud of him. West Coast, he's a really, really good carpenter. Did a lot of the work. When I show you the pictures, work around here, a lot of it's Don's work. West Coast swarm is not normal. 18,000 quakes shake the region. West Coast, you guys are in the eye of the storm out there. Q2, shaking the region. Super plume. Portland's volcano is waking up. Mount Hood just sent its first warning in decades. Yeah, we're moving to the peak of the subtic period. London hits 100 degrees this week. That's why it feels like 118. So I used to live in London. I can tell you for a fact that whenever the temperature gets above 80 degrees, the ladies start taking off their shirts in the park. 80. That's hot to the people in London. 90. I don't think it was ever over 90 a day that I was there. 100. These people are really suffering. Like the people in Minnesota. That if it gets above 80, that seems to be the temperature when it gets above 80. And I can tell you for a fact that the people in Minnesota, they grow, they're corn fed. They grow bigger up there, like the deer grow bigger up there. Some of the laborers that we had, one of the laborers, his name was Tom, really, really nice guy. He brought us our mud that you put on the board, for laying brick. He brought it with a snow shovel. This guy was frickin' behemoth of a person, real strong, but until it got 80. And once it got above 80, then the big men of Minnesota become mere mortals. In many days, the average above 90 days in Minnesota is only, I remember looking it up once, only 4 per year. It ain't like that in Florida. So I'm used to the heat. But we took off many days in Minnesota, worked in the union. We took off many days because it was too hot in the summertime. So I'm just imagining what's going on in the parks over there. State of emergency declared in California. Toxic smoke spreads. Los Angeles warehouse fire rages. Expect to see more of this right here. Pour cement into pallets. I haven't seen this one yet. I have quite a number of pallets. Makes me wonder what they're doing with it. As you could, that's going to be heavy. That's going to be real heavy. One pallet, you better put it where you want it and then fill it up. If you have a tractor. Because you can make some barriers, some constitutional protection barriers, constitutional tool protection barriers. Using that. Volcanic surge has begun. Once it happens, maybe only days to prepare. From the south to the north in our planet, I've been showing you the vibration patterns, the waves of magma underneath, south to north. Population in danger. One of the largest active volcano calderas on Earth is spiking. Tourists hit by lava bombs. Fuego. This is in Japan right here. Q1. Still highly active. Crimea falls. Crimea completely collapses under massive attacks. Putin is furious. You can keep poking the bear until you pay for it. Putin's patient, if you ask me. He's trying to take Ukraine without killing the Russian-speaking Ukrainians, if at all possible. Can China resist the temptation of empire? This is the guy right here. Nope. Is that him? That sure looks like him. This guy's really good. This is it right here. That's him right there. Alex Krainer. Decline of the West and war against Russia. You want to check him out. This guy right here. It wasn't this interview. He was speaking by himself. He summed up everything globally and where we were, where we are, and where we're headed very, very well. This guy's really good too. He's sick of Russia being attacked, not doing anything about it. Pepe, really good too. Pepe, he got some first-hand directly from the Pakistani people. Negotiators. He got some straight-up information that he's been wanting to share with people. I like all those people. Malcolm Nance, boots on the ground, kind of. He knows about the drones. Really, really good. The Gulf is exploding. This is what they're waiting for right now. See, there's stuff that I haven't caught up with yet. Iran war is not settled, not by a long shot. Not by a long shot. Russia under heavy drone and missile attack. The Russians are going to attack NATO here at some point. Starmer resigns. I don't believe it. He was being hacked on heavily over the weekend. He needs to resign. They need to have one of those snap elections. Major UK game rate scandal. Been telling you about that. It's happening here in the United States. Nobody's resigning over it. They should. It's happening here in the United States. It's happening in Ireland, UK, Germany, France, Spain. It's happening across the entire Western civilization. It's happening. Major countries. Nothing's being done about it. Oh, well, Starmer's resigning. What's that going to do? Our children are exposed. Our children, our women are exposed. What's this? U.S. and Iran talk Switzerland. We'll see how long that lasts. Doesn't matter what the U.S. and Iran talk about in Switzerland. The Israelis are going to blow it up. The Iranians, they're giving it the good college try. They're in there trying, even though their people keep getting killed. Even negotiators are threatened and everything. They keep trying because whenever they attack, like the Russians, whenever they attack, it's going to be overwhelming, overwhelming. They're holding off and holding off and holding off and let the whole world know, look, we've talked, we've done everything we could do, everything possible. Kind of like going to marriage counseling before the big divorce, so that you've done everything that you, look, judge, I've done everything I can do, to help the case. That's what the Iranians and the Russians are doing right now. They're pleading with the world, telling you, we're patient, we're doing everything we can do, but when they attack, it's going to be overwhelming attacks. It's going to be really bad, really fast. And likely it's going to coincide with the big oil shock bomb that's going to strike here in the United States. All of a sudden, people are going to realize, hope you guys, I've been warning you about it. Hope you already know the oil bomb's coming. There's going to be no motor oil. There's diesel shock. And truckers sitting on the sidelines, and the food can't get from point A to point B. The store's empty. That's what's coming. It's going to lead to rationing. Wait till you see headlines: rationing, diesel rationing, food rationing. When you see that, Mad Max is right there. That's his opportunity to strike. Bissent green lights, Iranian oil. Bissent has no authority in my book to be able to green light anything. The United States and all the sanctions and stuff. I don't know why the world puts up with it. Nima, very, very, very good. Ray McGovern, he's all right. Russia's definitely going to escalate. Why Iran still controls Hormuz, they're going to continue to control Hormuz. It's right there on their doorstep. Of course they are. They don't need nukes. They've got Hormuz. Hold the world hostage. I regret buying my house. So many people regret. What are you going to do? Walmart officially went too far. Something strange is happening at Walmart. Remember, what was it, 2 years ago? I was telling you, they're going to digitize everything. The pricing right in front of you is going to change. And that's what they're talking about. You can't even tell what the price is. You have to scan it. And then depending on your mood, depending on how many other people are in the store and a range of variables, your price changes. Make sure you're checking your receipts. I'm seeing more and more of those. This lady, she had a 14, some kind of my memory's not serving me, some type of a product, service, something or other, 14.95 charge right in the middle of her Walmart receipt. She took it up to the customer service and they couldn't figure out what it was. They said, it looks like shoes. And they scanned the code and all that. She didn't have any shoes. They took it off. Looks like Walmart is just putting an extra charge here and there, seeing if they can get away with it. Make sure you check your receipts really well. Even if you count your items, which is hard to do if you have a lot of items. If you don't have that many, you know you got 8 items, at least count them. One, two. Just look down and see if you have 8 items. And Homestead Journey Lady, that's the one I was talking about. I like to hear it right out of the horse's mouth, directly from the people, what they're going through. People are losing their minds in public. Did you check this one out? People are losing their minds. And it's on camera. Things that they're doing. Crazier and crazier. The knife length I use the most. It's kind of like a hammer. It's like any tool. Sometimes you need a little bitty one. Sometimes you need a big one. So I was cutting honeydew melon this morning. I got honeydew melon and different kind of stuff that I don't usually eat. And one of those is not going to do it. We bring out the big boy for that. That's about the size of what I carry in my pocket, though. Canadian collapse. This is the most corrupt government in the history of Canada. Yeah, I would say so. State of emergency. California and France declare emergency. Grocery Insider warns of shortages. It's about to get much worse, I'm telling you. Buy extras of this and extras of that. Oil crisis hasn't ended. No, the president ready to start the war again. So Iran, do you think it's over? If you listen to Fox News, you might think that. They want you to believe that. But Israel's not going to stop. And that's plank number 1 of the MOU, ceasing hostilities. Iran's going to insist that Israel leave Lebanon. That's just not going to happen. Real-time radiation mapping, Goshen prepping. He's the sophisticated prepper. He's the doctor, martial artist, prepper guy. He'll give you a lot of good recommendations to things. He's a Amazon, what do you call him? Affiliate. He gets you discount links from time to time. Another California emergency. Shared that with you already. Why they hate preppers. Psychology of collapse and totalitarianism. Why governments hate preppers. Well, we're the big squirrel. The big squirrel had in my garden, taking more than his fair share. And we accumulate, take stuff out of the market, which, for us, I think it's a really good thing. A little bit here, a little bit there, and we're ready for when the peanut butter hits the fan. Stop blocking wrong. Link your defense to a brutal takedown. This guy will give you a new mindset on self-defense, help you to turn defense into offense more rapidly. Dr. Wong, Master Wong, check him out. Take shelter, supply chain destroyed, breaking, emergency evacuations ordered, food supply knocked out, 90 million pounds of food lost. It's not lost. They're taking it to the underground cities. You think the elite with $500 trillion are just going to let food get lost? No, they're going to appropriate for their survival. The ultimate EMP survival checklist you need to build the next 6 months. All of these are good. 20 pounds of pinto beans in a bucket down below. And these are my links back there. And that's it. Thank you guys for your support. The few of you guys that are left, appreciate you very, very much. Give me more information right at tarot03.com, and I'll see you on the next Black Star Update report.